What can be said about the walrus? This monster is certainly one of the ugliest animals on earth. The wild dog is a bloodthirsty villain, yet also a stylish and impressive animal. The great anteater is a very strange looking animal. It almost looks like a mistake of nature, as do most anteaters. Kia ora everybody, welcome to Outdoors with Sum. I'm Summer, and today I'm very excited to be bringing you some funny little musings, some little passages from this book, Walt Disney's Worlds of Nature. Yes, none other than the controversial world of Disney. This book hails all the way from 1965, a time when many people couldn't afford air travel, and so to learn about the wonders of nature you had to read about them in books such as these. And so this book is absolutely chocker, full of funny little descriptions. Some of these are straight up roasts on innocent wild animals from exotic lands. Walt Disney's Worlds of Nature used images and stories from Disney's True Life Adventure series. It did really well, it got a whole bunch of Academy Awards, but some of the practices in there were just downright problematic. Have you ever heard that myth about how lemmings commit mass suicide? Yeah, it's a pretty twisted myth. And it is a myth. It was staged by Disney in one of these True Life Adventure series. Despite the problematic aspect of True Life Adventure series, it was actually pretty groundbreaking in terms of natural history shows and really paved the way for people to learn about nature through film. It inspired a whole bunch of natural history series after that, as well as entire television channels such as Animal Planet, which I loved as a child, so I guess I do have to thank Disney for leading me down this career path. So before we open the book, if you're new here, welcome. I make all kinds of nature content, so if you're interested in that and want to see more from me, please hit that subscribe button and support my channel. Okay, let's begin, shall we? We only half believe that any animal can live where the musk ox lives. This beast, which belongs in the storybook of prehistoric monsters, really exists. This monument of the Ice Age, ragged and humped up, does not run and jump gracefully like a deer, but clumps along on stumpy legs. It looks like a crazy combination of a bull and an oversized sheep. That's a pretty accurate description of a musk ox, I'd say. The whale is magnificent and imposing. The narwhal is fat, lazy, and lucky to have a spear. What can be said about the walrus? It looks like a wise elder statesman. This monster is certainly one of the ugliest animals on earth, but that is not all, people. People who have looked into its watery eyes after it has been harpooned. Oh dear. See an expression of amazement and disappointment that there is such cruelty in the world. Yeah, I think that if I had just been harpooned, I would also be quite amazed and disappointed about it. Crabs seem to have no head because they have no neck. True. Many wild animals have horns, claws, stingers, kicking feet or tearing teeth, but the beaver has none of these resources. Waddling along, lacking the sharp quills that protect the equally fat and slow porcupine, it is easy prey for wolf, coyote, bear, bobcat, cougar, lynx, and wolverine. Beavers are small animals for the job of lumbering. Occasionally the tree falls on the beaver and kills him. Take a good look at an ant. It is made like 3 tiny bugs fastened together in a row on a piece of pipe. You know, before now, I don't think I've ever taken a good enough look at an ant to realise that's what's going on. Baboons look like long-nosed, funny old men walking on all fours. No pea-brain is he. Behind the scenes, the elephant is the most peaceful and happiest of the wild animals. He pays no attention to the others. Elephant's just so unbothered. If the elephant is happy, the rhinoceros is sulky and dumb. He has a very small brain in proportion to his body. But around sundown, he scrambles to his feet and finds other rhinoceros. If the night is moonlit, they squeal and snort, gamble and boost, shove and try to upset each other. Some even bound into the air. It is disgraceful. The wild dog is a bloodthirsty villain, yet also a stylish and impressive animal. As a killing machine, he has few peers. After it outgrows its mother's pouch, the young kangaroo, or joey, adjusts itself happily to the number of positions in which a kangaroo finds itself comfortable. Emus are rather gentle birds. The big birds eat the farmers' crops. At one time, the men who were trying to raise wheat in Western Australia asked the government for help against the emus, and a small number of soldiers was sent out to shoot the birds. Emus can run very rapidly and can also swim well, and the soldiers were unable to kill very many of them on the birds' home ground, so the Emu War was a failure. Who knew there was an emu war? Oh yes, wombats. The wombat looks rather like an outsized guinea pig. It has a tiny tail and short legs, and its whole appearance is round. The great anteater is a very strange looking animal. None of the parts of its body seem to go with the others. The jaguar is one of the most powerful felines in the world. Oh no. Yes, 1965 was a point in time when people still would go out and pillage wild environments for their wild animals and bring them back to zoos. So this is full of tips on how to do that. Sometimes a jaguar is unwary and is caught in a trap, generally a big and deep pit covered with branches. The cat is then brought to a zoo in a strong cage. It may resign itself to imprisonment if it is well fed, but it retains its proud, untamable spirit. Remember how I said it was problematic? Oh, but it doesn't stop there. Some animals seem impossible to classify at a glance. One of these is the caiman. Capturing a caiman is not a simple task. A stout rope has to be placed around the animal's neck and then pulled tight. Thereafter, the caiman may be taken to a zoo. In spite of the expression of worry on its face, the spider monkey has a gentle, friendly disposition, and its constitution is relatively hardy. For this reason, it is much valued as a pet. Okay, we're about to get into it, people. The Death March. In winter, the tundra is still a vista of motionless space, and it gives no outward warning of the approaching catastrophe. When the lemmings come out from their overcrowded galleries, they see not wide open spaces of fresh grass and quiet pools, but other lemmings. There are too many lemmings, and the future is beginning to look hopeless for this animal community. Maddened by the crowding in their underground homes and on the tundra, they now press tightly together and surrender all of their accustomed little ways of life. Their only urge is to press on. But as this appalling river of fur, that's a bit harsh. As this appalling river of fur flows on, the lemmings grow more excited. Without hesitation, they plunge through the surf, or if they find themselves on a cliff overlooking the sea, they dive off. The bubbles in their fur make them buoyant, and the cold water feels good. They swim on and on, perhaps for miles. Bubbles foam out behind. But these bubbles are not entirely from paddling feet. No. The fur of the lemmings is losing its buoyancy. The big cities on the tundra will be deserted now. So basically they're saying that these lemmings, when their populations grow too big, they all get together and they are pushed by some internal instinct to seek the sea and jump off the cliff and really sacrifice themselves for the good of their species. No! Some species of lemmings do migrate when their population grows and can actually swim, but the species filmed do not. They certainly aren't sitting in their burrows thinking, oh, hey guys, our population's getting pretty big, eh? Do you think maybe some of us should take one for the team and go and jump off that cliff over there? No. Disney hired a whole bunch of independent filmmakers to get footage for the True Life Adventure series, and this particular set of filmmakers that were working on the White Wilderness episode did in fact stage the lemming mass suicide. And it wasn't even in the Arctic. They filmed it at the Bowen River in Canada, which is landlocked, and naturally, no lemmings actually live there. It's unknown whether or not Walt Disney knew that this lemming suicide had been staged and that animals had literally been killed for this series that went on to win a whole bunch of awards, but nevertheless, these filmmakers got paid and the footage was used. No animals should have to sacrifice their lives, especially for a show that's about the wonders of nature and showing people how awesome these exotic animals are that they might not have never been able to see before, and hopefully get people to care about these environments so that we don't lose them. There's some serious growing pains for humanity in this book in terms of how we should treat these amazing wild environments and the animals in them. Okay, and that's the end of Walt Disney's Worlds of Nature. I hope you enjoyed reading this book with me today. What was your favourite passage from the book? Let me know down in the comments. Remember to like the video if you liked it. Remember to hit subscribe if you want to see more nature content from me. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Hey, well done on reaching the end screen. Can I interest you in some more? We got giant snails, we got seals. What can I get you? Yes, excellent choice.